Oh boy, we have a Georgia native coming up to the stream. I hate to interrupt my train of thought, but we have Mugen and Doorstop coming up for you guys. This is going to be a real treat.
Yeah, we got a Roy versus ZSS, which is always a fun matchup to watch. You know, the top level, I'm sure you've seen Cola versus Mars. This is Cola versus Mars at home.
Oh, don't.
Not derogatorily. Just
I was about to say no.
They're both regional threats. They're both massively regional threats that don't happen to make massive runs at super majors. So when I say they're at home, I mean literally they succeed the most at home.
Yeah, I was about to say let's not diminish Doorstop and Mugen. These players are unbelievable. Especially when you talk to Mugen about anything where it's about Ultimate, they are able to quickly internalize and process data in ways that you don't necessarily think about immediately.
Right. Can't disagree with you there. As far as ZSS threats, do you know of any noteworthy Georgia ZSSs that Mugen would have had practice against for this to feel like he's got the experience?
That are active right now?
Yeah, maybe just in history, honestly. You know what? It doesn't matter.
Oh. Well, there's a Pokemon trainer in Georgia. You heard of DD before?
I've heard of DD. I've heard of Squirtle B. I've heard of... I feel like there's two more, right? There's just so many, actually.
Yeah, there's...
Vapors Club just plays everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon trainers here, so this is something that Mugen isn't afraid of, but you can already see how Mugen is going to adapt to Doorstop, and it's by basically dancing outside of where Squirtle can hit you, but more importantly, just peppering options and abusing the fact that you have a disjoint with a great sweet spot that can blow Squirtle up extremely early.
Yeah, this is a much better matchup for Doorstop than a ZSS choice would be. Squirtle against Roy is just so oppressive, as we can see. Doorstop is going to milk the Squirtle as long as possible, as long as it's beneficial for them. But unfortunately, that also could mean death. Mugen tried to find a nice little trap there, unable to do so, and so now you have to deal with a Squirtle ledge trap.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be something that's difficult for Mugen to handle, but at 84% with a little bit of rage, the jab is one of the most... oppressive options that Mugen has, so you have to respect. F-tilt, Dancing Blade. There are limitless kill options for Mugen in this situation, but bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Up throw, Charizard. Now switch back to Squirtle, and we're starting it all over again. So the question is, can Doorstop get enough damage down with the Squirtle before taking too much damage themselves that they can stay on the Squirtle for a very long time, get Mugen to crazy kill percentages, and then maybe swap off if you think it's beneficial? Or does Mugen get to rack up some reverse damage, force Doorstop off the Squirtle early, and then it's Mugen's game?
Yeah, you might see the Squirtle get off early, but it's...
Oh, I'm sorry, was that up tilt, jump up B from Squirtle? I've never seen that combo.
I mean,
that's raw.
I can process that, but...
Sorry, continue with your train of thought. Oh no. My god.
This is part of the issue. If you miss a single tech against Squirtle, especially once you get off stage, it's so easy for Doorstop to exploit anything that you are doing off stage. If you make a Blazer back to stage at a bad angle, you're dead. But... same side of the coin, Squirtle can just explode off of one bad reaction, and I think Doorstop, yeah, there it is, has to get off Charizard if you want to close this game out.
Yeah, absolutely. Mugen actually found a nice ledge trump, which is the Mugen specialty. Jump is still online, is able to recover, very patient. Mugen knows how to recover on Roy. It's not the best recovery, but it's definitely doable. Now the switch to Ivysaur way too early, I think this is a mistake. I think you have to stay on Squirtle as absolutely long as possible.
You do, but you're also having to respect Mugen and the fact that you're in a kill window where jab, back air, F-tilt at the ledge. If you're on Squirtle, you're gone. And
oh my god. That's what happens when you switch to Charizard, though. You become this heavy, this fast faller, and then Mugen, of course, knows how to play Roy, hits the jab into double-edge dance, and closes out the game. So what do you think happens now?
I mean, immediately, you want to try and slow Mugen down. You do not go to Town and City. That is banned. You cannot go to Town and City. If you give Mugen Town and City, that's lights out. He can blow you up on the inside blast zones immediately. Yeah. So I think part of this is, I hate to say it, go Ivysaur.
Yeah.
You have to razor leaf camp. You have to play extremely slow. But utilize Charizard when you want to interfere with Mugen off stage, and Squirtle should be your fallback.
I think that makes plenty of sense. As far as stage selections, I can't imagine that Mugen wants to keep the small stages online or the single platform stages. They don't tend to benefit Roy. And so we banned probably Smashville, Hollow Bastion, and then maybe FD. I'm not really sure what the third ban would be, but Small Battlefield is the selection.
It does make sense. You're making it a little bit claustrophobic where Mugen can cover the entire stage at once, but it's also harder to escape the projectiles. Mugen just suffocating Doorstop right now.
Look at this. The tech chases are crazy, but Doorstop has rolled in every time, and Mugen is just expecting a different option each time.
Oh.
Doesn't hit the tech on the stage, but unfortunately both players are going to lose their stocks from that. So Doorstop finding a good opening there and just turns the tables back to neutral.
It might be enough to make Mugen second guess a decision, because originally they had so much momentum swinging in their way. They were able to just constantly poke away at Doorstop, but now that you've been able to reset the stock, both players are now fresh. We can see Doorstop is able to just slowly whittle away at Mugen, and I think that's your only path to victory.
Yeah. Mugen has a little bit of an advantage now. Is not afraid to trade some damage, right? Because if you get Squirtle low, or if you get Squirtle at like those higher percentages, it's going to be way easier to kill. And it just is a force of Doorstop to swap to Ivysaur, exactly like that. Can't find the ledge trump this time, but is able to punish the grab with an F smash. Sometimes you just roll in.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's essentially an execute. You get hit with that F smash, you're gone. The way that Mugen plays is so fast, you don't have time to breathe, let alone think about how Mugen is playing, and he's always 2 steps ahead of you.
Jab back here is not going to kill Squirtle that percentage, but one more will. I have to imagine we're going to switch to Ivysaur if we're feeling uncomfortable, and Doorstop actually finds a grab, not feeling too uncomfortable, is ready to get an edge guard here. Not able quite to find it, and now Mugen gets a reversal. It's a little bit lazy.
I think Doorstop was a little bit trigger happy on the water gun there, closing out the stock, putting Mugen on his last, but 106, that's pretty terrifying, especially against Roy.
We've racked up a little bit of damage here. Really not switching off of Squirtle. The fear is not yet instilled into Doorstop, and that's the right choice at this point. Almost took the whole life right there, but the down air is going to allow Mugen a little bit more advantageous positioning.
Putting it onto the ledge, and Mugen trying to set up a jab confirm, but I think we're a little bit out of that range. Mugen might have to look for just a spare up tilt, a fair, or even an F tilt, but that will certainly do it. Mugen spacing extremely well around Doorstop right now, and it is 2-0 for Georgia.
It's really funny because I feel like every time that Doorstop swaps off of Squirtle at high percentages, he just instantly dies. Like, Mugen's like, I'm closing out the stock the second you switch off of Squirtle. And it happens like every time. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or if Doorstop just chooses more, I guess, I don't want to call them lazy options, but positional options that Mugen is ready to punish. Because if you're playing Squirtle, right, you're fast, you're mobile. You can choose, like, roll at ledge. You can choose, like, get up attack at ledge or something like that. But at the second that you switch to Ivysaur, it's a little bit scarier. You have longer end lag. And so he chooses a more lazy option, and Mugen is ready to punish it.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that. Is that Mugen understands that the only way to succeed is once Squirtle is gone, the threat to your recovery, you have to execute. You have to remove them from the field. But going to ZSS and taking it back to PS2, how do you think this might impact Mugen's game plan?
So we talked about how Mugen probably doesn't have any like active ZSSs to play against, like not a lot of experience here. And Doorstop probably just is more comfortable on ZSS today, being a little bit more practiced on it today. And the win conditions are a little bit more clear in this situation, too. You don't have to worry about all the different Pokemon. You don't have to worry about trying to stay on this light character the entire time. You are a light character the entire time, but you have better options. You have a better range. You have a lot of that range that Ivysaur provides for you while also having the mobility of Squirtle. So theoretically, it works out, but here's the issue. You get comboed as well really, really hard from being a tall, skinny, fast volley character.
Yeah, and I think you're trying to essentially dance on the most threatening part of Roy, which is right around that first part of the blade. If you're dancing around the sour spot, not necessarily as scary, but ZSS definitely wants to try to get in, and that's right in sweet spot range, just like you said.
Yeah. It's the down smash into the up smash, and now Doorstop is up a stock. And Mugen's got to find about 2 openings here, right? One with like a nair to get a little bit of damage down, and then maybe a jab into punish. But the down air, mixing up the timing, that's kind of Mugen's downfall right here. It's getting mixed up on the cadence. He's used to holding control of the cadence. Found it again, punishes the get-up attack.
Yeah, I said it earlier, it's basically an execute. If he has hit you in a situation where he can tech chase, he knows you're not going to do something, that F smash is a delete button for Mugen. One thing we haven't seen yet is the falling up air on the side of Mugen. If that starts coming out, I think Doorstop has a lot of different threats to start worrying about.
We talked about players that like to control the pace of the game, and with Mugen, he's definitely good at controlling the pace of the game, but only if that pace is fast, right? Like, Mugen slows it down sometimes, but it's only to find an opening to play more quickly, and that's the issue, right? If you roll in trying to get a quick reversal, Doorstop is sometimes going to be ready for it and closes out that stock.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially knowing that Doorstop is able to capitalize on these mistakes where Mugen is playing at a really high velocity and just trying to force decisions. I think the easiest way to get around it is the F smash from Mugen again.
Oh my god. I had to stand up on that one. Called the roll. That was the paying attention, right? We talked about how Doorstop keeps rolling in or keeps choosing roll as a tech option, and Mugen was actually ready for it that time. Evens up the stocks and now has advantage, is trying to clean up a lot of this damage right now.
We've talked about momentum, but Mugen doesn't play off momentum. It's confidence.
Yeah.
When he knows he's got you, it is a blood-seeking instinct. Mugen in a position where they have to be a little more afraid now. At almost 100%, Doorstop can find a conversion off of pretty much any stray hit.
77% is kill percentage if you get like a jab back air with a 116% rage. Also, a tech read could be good too, and that's a double-edged dance, trying to call out an air dodge in, unable to do so. Almost reads the roll. Doorstop panicking right now, holding shield. Oh, the F smash does not break the shield, and it allows Doorstop to run up and get the up smash. 2-1.
Mugen is in a still commanding position. Doorstop does get the win, but it still feels like by the skin of their teeth. Look, we have some Georgia.
Go ahead.
Some Georgia players just popping off real hard. But look, I think if you're in
Georgia's hype for their boy. All right.
if you're in Mugen's position, you just execute the game plan you know works, which is suffocating Doorstop and unforced error. Doorstop down a stock sub 15 seconds.
That's tragic, right? Like, the uphill battle that Doorstop has had to battle this entire set has been, how do I find ZSS capabilities to open this up? Mugen gets an air dodge back to stage. Now Doorstop has more of a hill to climb from that SD.
Yeah, it just feels like Doorstop now has to take such unnecessary risk against Mugen, who wants you to do something goofy so they can immediately punish you. But equalizing quick, Doorstop saying, I didn't need that first stock.
Who needs the first stock? Doorstop does equalize. That's so important too. The fact that the pacing, right? Mugen can play up the pacing to the best of their ability also means that Doorstop understands the pacing, is ready to respond to it, catches that jump for the first time this set, and Doorstop is looking a little bit more studied. That said, double-edged dance, Mugen, again, keeping pace. This is the speed he likes to play at.
Yeah, make Doorstop uncomfortable. Make Doorstop make a rapid decision where they cannot answer you if you're always pushing something to force the option. Mugen rolling back to center and just commanding the ground. Doorstop is looking for any answer. The parry into back air. Mugen is slowly running away with this game.
The parry can't find the down tilt, wants to find a tech chase here if possible, is unable to carry in the double-edged dance. A little bit floaty of a character for that one. Can't find the F tilt, gets the tech chase here, actually just goes off stage. Doorstop's trying to make it back. The double-edged dance gets interrupted. They're both trading. It's a big scramble. Mugen wants to get in the driver's seat again. Gets caught by the down smash, but unable to find anything off of that. That should be a big punish. Up air isn't big enough of a punish. Mugen's got to find something here. Oh, the grab up throw. Not quite going to kill.
Not enough yet, but the fair will do it. Mugen moves on 3-1 against Doorstop.
Georgia back in there, boy. Super happy about that one. Mugen's going to continue moving on. I don't think I deserve this, but S. Pickles just dabbed me up.
Look, there he is. The #1 cheerleader for Georgia, immediately going to dap up his boy. Jazzo giving props to his friend.